What is going on, everybody? It is Kinch. Welcome back to Barwick, and we have just finished our first Clan War League and Masters League, and it wasn't great. It wasn't great. We do retain our position in Masters 3, and that was good. If we look at our group, we finished fourth. I had predicted that we would finish in third. I really think if we had really kind of put our a more solid effort in and really done our best, we could have finished second. We were never going to finish first, but I would propose for those of you who were in the Clan War League, I'd propose to you this. Are we really only one position better than Black Swordsmen, who fielded almost entirely Town Hall 16s? And the answer on paper is we're kind of barely better than them. And that's not great. We also, let's go look at this. We went out with a whimper. We lose on percentage points here on day 7. There's really no reason we should have lost to this clan. And I think everyone knows that. Also, I should start over and say, I mean, I'm as guilty as anybody. I've got some pretty bad attacks on my record here in this Clan War League. We could talk about that here in a minute. We started off with a travesty. Really should have won day 1 against one of our rivals. That would have been a 20-point swing. Someone didn't use an attack, and that cost us. And we're going to be cleaning up the lowest base, or one of the lowest base. Their base 24 was an easy cleanup, but it didn't get done. Day 2, we actually got a get out of jail free card. There were several mistakes made here, including someone attacking the same base twice. That cost us on percentage. If Black Swordsmen had decided to use their remaining attacks, they would have won this day, but they did not. So that helped us out. Day 3 was a better effort against a really good clan. If we would have attacked like this throughout, we would have fared much better throughout the Clan War League. So a really good effort on this day, even though the score wasn't really significantly higher. Day 4, we could have done better. Now, these guys had some big bases, but we could have done better. We got several 1-star attacks, and those are killers. I think I'm responsible for one of those 1-star attacks. I will say this one was on Father's Day, which is not the excuse. But something came up on Father's Day, and so I was rushing to get my attacks in. And I know those things will happen. We're going to talk about that here in a second. I know mistakes are going to happen. That's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. Mistakes do happen, but I think this was my 1-star. It was bad. You know what? The truth is, I mean, that's 70%. That's not even close, man. That's not even close. So I know I was rushing and I wasn't really paying attention. I don't even think I scouted the base before I attacked because I was in such a rush. I had literally about 10 minutes to get 2 attacks in. So that one's on me. And then 5 and 6, we did win. I don't really know that we warred all that well. I still would argue we didn't attack great. We did fine, but we could have done better against those Jedis. We should have done better against Town Light, but maybe only a couple points better. So this is probably our best day. Really no excuses for losing day 7. We all should have done better. Again, myself included. I think no, I got perfect on these, but I think we had like, is this the one where like Couch had a 99% and like Gamgee I think had a 93% or something like that. I don't know. But we came very close to securing the extra star needed, but we couldn't get that over the line. So, but overall, I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't feel great about how we warred. I don't feel bad about where we finished. I don't think we did our best wars. I think we could have easily gotten. I do think we could have gotten another 30 plus points. And the easy ones are if we do our attacks on day 1 and we win day 7, that's 20 points right there. That's 20 extra stars. which would bring us up to like 514, or I'm sorry, 614. And then if we could accumulate a few more of those like little piddly ones that we left on the table, including some of the ones that I left on the table, we could do much better. So we could have made it a tighter race. So let's talk about a couple quick things, and then I'll do the bonuses. One, I think it's really important for all of us, myself included, to keep in mind that we're perhaps not as consistent or as good as we think we are, or as I would hope that we would like to be. Now, we have several guys, and if we go look at the clan, we have several guys up here who got perfect stars. Now, this is deceiving because that's 5 accounts, but 3 different guys. But we also had several other guys get 20 stars, and I think some of those who didn't get the 2021, those were like simple mistakes. Like if you look at Couch, he literally got he missed 1% the entirety of this CWL. So clearly, he really knows what he's doing. And so these are really good guys to copy from, right? I would argue that if you're not in this top 11, then you probably have some practicing to do. And we all have practicing. Even if you're in this top 11, you should still be practicing, right? But these are good guys to copy from. I would make the argument that if you aren't in this top 11, then there's one of 2 things going on. You are either using a subpar attack strategy, which is fine. It's maybe something that worked previously and doesn't work anymore. Or you are not using that attack strategy properly. But if you're, again, if you're not consistently tripling, especially if you're Town Hall 18 or 17, then we've got to take a look at it and maybe do some. I would say that if you just watch other people's replays, that in and of itself will help you make tremendous strides. Now, I know a couple people who were hitting me up during Clan War League, and they did improve over the course of Clan War League. So I do appreciate those guys that are working at that. I would say I'm going to try to put a separate section in the Discord server, and I'll make another maybe a short video about that when I do it, where we can share attack strategies and talk about that stuff, because I don't think we do that enough. And so I think we need to start sharing replays some more and looking at replays. And I'm not asking anyone to spend hours of their week doing this. I'm saying that if you watch 3 replays and ask a question or 2 a week, and then you practice that while you're doing the attacks that you're going to be doing anyway, you'll be much better off for that. All right, let's talk bonuses. Now, I get 9 to give out. I really wish I had, I think it's 14 people that I kind of identified as being very good and deserving of a bonus. So I'm going to give out some honorable mentions. These are people that are not receiving a bonus, but I want them to know how appreciated they are. And we're going to start down here with Birdman and Austin, both of them getting 19 out of 21 stars, which is really solid, especially because most of the time they're attacking up, meaning they have to attack some of the bigger town halls. So for them to do what they did is very impressive over the course of the week. Thank you guys so much. Down near kind of the bottom, we had a couple of people do very well. Lancer, where's Lancer? Went perfect, 3 out of 3, 9 stars. And Panagiotis. If I'm saying that wrong, you got to correct me, but I'm going to go with Panagiotis. 11 out of 12 stars. Now, these 2 are both Town Hall 15s, and so they're often attacking up. So for them to do what they did, very good. And one last guy who's one of my good friends and one of my favorite people is Oma, who got, well, we'll even say he got 40 out of 42 stars. On Old Man Awesome and on the Itchy account. I appreciate him more than you guys realize. He's the one that when I botch an attack, he immediately texts me because he knows how angry it makes me. It doesn't really make me angry when other people botch their attacks, but when I mess up, oh man, I get really angry, especially when I 1-star. That was embarrassing. All right, but now let's go with the bonuses, and some of these are really easy. Chaos runs a really cool dragon attack. I'd encourage you to check it out. I don't know that I could duplicate it, though. I would have to watch it some more. 21 out of 21 stars. He has been on a tear as of late. I can't remember the last time he didn't get a 3-star. Chaos, You're doing great. I appreciate you. Different attacking style. Oda, who is also Town Hall 15, frequently attacks up. He also has like a bigger account somewhere else, so he knows how to attack some of the bigger bases. He runs a fireball attack, which I don't really. I don't want to say I don't like it. I can appreciate that it's a super powerful attack. For me, it's high risk, high reward, and so I won't do it because I know I'll make a mistake, and my fireball will end up on some lone builder hut somewhere on the base. It won't go where I want it to. But if you are interested in that kind of thing, I would encourage you to rewatch his attacks. Very, very cool attacks. Now, one of the reasons why we don't do mirror attacks is because Oda will be one of the first to tell you with his fireball attack, he kind of gets to pick which base he wants to attack, and so he's picking bases that suit that attack. I kind of feel like he and I may have a decent synergy because my attacking style, I don't want the same type of base. I like it to be a little more spread out. He wants it to be really condensed. So that's one of the advantages and one of the reasons why we don't just go with mirrors anymore. One of the other people, if you're going to watch one person's attacks, I would tell you to watch Strikes. It's on all three of these accounts, Chaotic, Strike, and Kev. He went 63 out of 63 possible stars. You can't do better than that. Clearly, he knows what he's doing. So I would encourage you to check his attacks out if you're looking for something to copy. I'm only going to give him one bonus because that's how we roll. I'm going to give it to his Chaotic account. I hope he can spend it well there, but really good job, Strike. We really, really appreciate you. Additionally, you can't do better than 699% without getting to 21 stars. So didn't get to 21 stars, but Couch, you clearly just left that last percent. I don't know, maybe you lost it in the couch cushions. Do you see what I did there? Yep, I'm awesome. Dad joke. Whoop. There we go. So Couch, thank you so much for all that you did. Bam is another guy who, whenever he shows up, he does great. I think his last attack, well, there's some circumstances around his last attack, but he is super helpful, super willing to give feedback and help people improve. If you want to improve, when Bam is in town, hit him up. He's super kind guy. I love having him around, not because he's awesome, which he is, but really because he's a friendly guy and very, very helpful. So Bam, thank you so much. I know you said that if you were eligible for a bonus to give it to someone else, but we have to reward you for how well you did. Additionally, Luga attacked very, very well, 20 out of 21 stars. Appreciate you very, very much. He was in all 7 days. And that brings us to some people that were near the bottom of our roster. And it's important to acknowledge that these guys have a much, I don't want to say a much harder task, but they have a different challenge ahead of them in that they really need to find a base that they can triple, which is not always easy to do when you're kind of one of the low men on the roster. And so a couple of people who did that very, very well. Karen went perfect. She was in 6 days, got 18 stars. Well done. Y Bob was in 6 days, got 17 stars. Really, really good job. And last, but definitely not least, getting 5 out of 5 attacks perfect with 15 stars, and that is Angry. So that is it. That is the bonuses. Congratulations, guys. Spend those well. All right, so that wraps up this episode of our Clan War League recap. I'm really hopeful we're going to do it again here in like 2 weeks or maybe even less. Good grief, these things take forever. They are a little bit of a grind when you do them this frequently. I think I prefer when it's once a month. But let's get ready for next month. Let's start practicing those attacks now. We can do better. We need to do better, and I think we will do better. Peace out, guys. Thank you guys so much for all your effort in what is a very long Clan War League. We'll see you on the battlefield here sometime soon. Peace out.